Welcome back, everyone. It's now the men's chance to see if they can continue the winning streak. Started by, well, I guess technically you could say that they started the winning streak against Johnson last time, where they had a very convincing win against, I believe it was 7-1, if I'm not mistaken. And the women showed up here, won 5-0 against Neosho. Now let's see if we can keep going from there. Right, and we have kickoff. First 45 minutes as Coffeyville comes charging up the field as Neosho tries to play out of the back. And it looks like already some calls for a potential foul right there. The referee is going to just go and let that one play. Throw in for Neosho. And falls dangerously towards the center. It's going to take a dangerous bounce inside the 18, but well marked there by Pedro Branco. And Neosho, another throw from about that same spot. Neosho player turns, tries to go straight down the center. Takes an unfortunate touch for him off of a teammate, enough to slow it down. As Coffeyville has a chance to counterattack. Good touch there from Emilio. Charging up the pitch right now is number 24. Miguel almost is able to turn that through the legs of the Neosho player. Headed up the field by Luis. Already looking at a high energy game. No shortage of that tonight. So Edwin Towers there charging towards the Neosho defender, enough to cause an error. Coffeyville regains possession and send it up the field. Oh, if he hadn't been shielded off of that by the Neosho defender, might have been able to collect that and have a good chance on goal this early in the first half. Throw in from number 4. That's an attempt at a clearance. Not going to get too far, though. Luis Fernandez looks, yes, he was the player who was fouled right there. Looks like he is able to continue, though. This is a very good distance where you can find a lot of white shirts at the top of the 18. Looks like it's going to be Pedro who's going to send this forward. And the ball sort of prematurely decides to go forward. You can tell which way the wind is blowing. There's that at least. So Coffeyville has it at their backs this half. Towards the goalkeeper, is able to easily collect that. gets a bit of a nudge there, and the goalie is slow to get up. But that was Taj who had that little nudge against him. Didn't look like there was too much in it, but hard to tell from up here. Headed forward by Tiago in the back. Neosho's going to pick up a free kick right there. Missed the ball. Got the legs. Nothing more serious than that right now this early in the game. You have to wonder, though, if we might see a few cards in this game as well. Luckily, there was only one card shown in the women's game earlier. well played ball right there. Creeping around the 18 is De Silva. Almost able to get a foot on that. Back to Tiago, who sends it forward. It's really hard to get the proper spin on that ball so it doesn't just travel too far forward for anyone to catch it. Again, problem of having the wind at your back. And looks like that ball traveled outside. Linesman is signaling. Oh, good ball. Very good ball. He's onside, and oh, look at that. Great touch. Great way to settle it. Someone's been playing a lot of FIFA. That's one of my favorite goals to celebrate, too. And with that, with only about 5 minutes in, Coffeyville is up 1 as a balloon travels across the field. I feel like that's symbolic of something. I don't know. But, yeah, so far it's looking great. And very happy to. That was a very well-placed ball and a very good collection right there. And the volley off of that touch was perfect. Everything you want. And Coffeyville comes strong out of the gate. You have to wonder where things are going to travel from here. Whoops, looks like there was a. I think that is Alexander as number 7 down there, who tries to recollect, but in the end, not necessary as Coffeyville regains possession at the half line, and oh, here we go again. Just couldn't stretch to get a hold of it. Just like just like a few inches away. Almost ended up being the same way they got their first goal. They may have already found a good way to break down the Neosho defense. It's going to be up to them to correct that course. It's going to be out for Coffeyville throw in. Looks like that is Pedro on the far side. Very thankful for these kids. So much easier to see the numbers. Even way up here on the 5th floor. Coffeyville's looking strong on the attack, trying to break down the Neosho midfield. Played to the center by Taj. Oh, I think he's actually going to get that. That was a good chip over the defense. Tries to cross it into the box off a Neosho defender and out for the first corner kick of the game. And he's thinking about what his technique is going to be while he waits for someone to get a ball over there. Looks like he's going to be an in-swinger. Might try to get that into the near post. Statistically, that one does score a lot. Can't argue with the statistics, of course. And it is swinging towards the near post, but a Neosho player was wise to that. Lofts it back in. A lot of white shirts aiming for that one. Three Red Ravens and within about a foot of each other. We're able to get a hit on it, but not enough to redirect it into the back of the net. Luis turns it to the right, or excuse me, that was Emilio. Now that I see the numbers, no excuses for getting anything wrong. About half a touch on there, just enough to turn it aside. Lays it back, goes charging in. And there's, oh yeah, I was about to say, there were some calls there. That was played back to the goalie. That's going to be a penalty kick for the Red Ravens here. And the referee, is he going to have anything else to say to the goalie here? Or I guess it would be, it happens, I guess it happens so infrequently that I guess that's an indirect free kick, perhaps? Must be. Shows what I know. See, this is why I need Dirk here, so Dirk can say the thing, and I can correct him. So, Dirk, if I get anything wrong, it's preemptively your fault. We miss you up here. Hope the basketball game's going as well as this one is, because I've got a feeling it might end up being 2-0 here. Now, of course, as an indirect free kick, it's going to need to touch two players before it can count as a goal if it crosses the line here. So you think you might just tap it over and let them blast it in? Seems that's what they're thinking of. Pedro on the ball. And the referee getting some magic spray. Keep him at a little bit of a distance from Neosho's wall. Oh, the goalie's getting a little quick on the draw there. There it is. Easy as you like. Just blasted it into the top shelf. What else can you possibly do when you have that many men creating a wall there? But, again, making it look easy. 2-0 and only 9 minutes into the game. It was an unfortunate, that was an unfortunate mistake by the Neosho goalie. It would have been very easy to just hit that hard back up the field, but collected it in a way that for a second I found myself kind of at a loss for words because you just don't see that very often. But unfortunately, Neosho made to pay for it, although there's still plenty of time to make up for that mistake. I think for some reason I was getting that confused with the goalie handling a ball outside of the 18, which that would have been a direct free kick. Which that one, of course, did happen during the women's game, although the Red Ravens were not meant to pay for that particular foul, thankfully. Able to finish with a clean sheet. Flicks it on. Neosho defender looked like he wanted some time to settle that and glanced over his shoulder and said, man, that might be a bad idea. So that was very well read there. Looks like no foul there on Alexander. And no foul there on the Neosho player. Already a physical game. And the Neosho player runs it out of bounds. And the crowd is going wild down there. We can hear them all the way from up here. They are enjoying what they're seeing. Kind of an interesting change here from the women's game, which started out, two teams are kind of probing each other just a little bit. It was a little bit even for a while before Coffeyville managed to get a goal, followed not too long by their second one. The men have sort of exploded out of the gate here, taking no time at all to start making their presence known on the field. Neosho looking to counter here. Have a lot more options for substitutes this time. So you have to wonder, what is the coach thinking? It's like, how do you stem this bleeding? It's a good challenge there, but, well, no, I take it back. It was not a good challenge. The referee's going to bring that back for a foul. I think that was Tiago was the perpetrator there, if I'm not mistaken. Again, not too much malice in it. And lost it. That looks really good, really dangerous. Luckily, the defenders were wise to it. It's a scramble just outside the box, and I believe that was actually Taj who just cleared it. Coffeyville about to restart play from throw-in. Looking to get it over the head of the defense, and touches it into the box, and no one there to pick it up, though. Realized he wouldn't have been able to make it in time and opts to get back into position. Probably the right choice. Luis is fouled and earns a free kick for Coffeyville. And yet another ball is loose on the field. Okay, now the goalie is back in his spot. Free kick is taken, finds help on the right wing. Snuffed out by a wary defender. Tries to unleash the winger and finds him. Good header to knock that forward, but is unable to follow it. And oh, takes a tumble on the track. Does not feel good. That's not a comfy place to fall, but he's right back up. Checking for any contact burns on that one. Think he's all right. And Neosho player fouled at about the 30-yard line, at a very good distance to get a line of orange up there, get a ball to them that they can trap and shoot. 2 touches perhaps, depending on how much they're marked. Looks like they're not going to take it short, so that is going to be the strategy. Will they get as fortunate as Coffeyville got with their delivery? Oh, what a dangerous ball. It looks like he had almost a free header from there, just about unchallenged. Unfortunately, it was not traveling towards the goal. Also, unfortunately, also not a lot of power behind it. I don't think that's probably what he would have liked, but enough to get him close. Ooh, awkward spin right there from Emilio, but again, he's getting back into position. Looks like the ball traveled out for a throw-in originally. Closed down by De Silva, and I believe that was Connor who was closing down the goalie. A little bit of a nudge in the back there, but almost sent him into his teammate's bench. Probably wouldn't have appreciated that. Ball's going to go all the way back to Dominic, who gets about his first chance at some work for this half. Oh, yeah, that one's going to be a foul, and will the referee have something to say to him? Yes, he will. When you're that deep in your opponent's territory and you make a tactical foul, you are going to spend some time on the bench. He knew it, everyone knew it, and he's probably happy to make that sacrifice if it means that Coffeyville will not have a one-on-one with the goalie. So we will see. Pedro again is the man in charge of the ball. Last time he left it for the goal scorer, but this time we'll have a little bit more of a difficult job. There's only two men in the wall. I'll make that 3 men in the wall. I was about to say, might be able to kind of curl it around them, get it up high, get that far post, just bury it in there. Or is it going to try to loft it towards the men on the back post? We'll see. Goes for a more direct one, gets it into the near post. Excuse me, he decided that he was going to do it the challenging way. Made the wall look non-existent as Pedro grabs himself a goal in the 15th minute of the first half. It is 3-0 and feeling probably like a pretty tough row to hoe for the Neosho players right now, as once again they are made to pay for a foul in their own territory. Much like with the women earlier, every mistake has a huge potential to lead towards more points on the board. Neosho restarts. We'll have to see what they've got planned for this, and it looks like they've actually got a potential breakaway on the wing, but no. He's been a potential danger there these past 5 or 10 minutes or so, but I think the ball just keeps getting away from him. Whoops. Good defense there by what looks like a water cooler. Possible MVP? We'll see. Throw in from Coffeyville. And it's very good to nudge him off of the ball there, but in the end, Neosho has a second chance to get an attack going. Coffeyville player fouled right there. Again, not too much in it. Opt to drop it back. Thought about going back to his goal. Instead, it's going to try to beat all of those orange players at once. Doesn't quite make it, but in the end, Coffeyville gets it back. Sends it back towards the midfield. Played on. Drops it. Fancy footwork there from Taj, who gets it further up the field. And in the end, well, he's trying to go back to his goal. He almost didn't make it. It was potential danger there, but in the end, Dominic waits patiently, and looks like the Neosho defense was ready for that one. Coffeyville going to try to switch the field, but they were ready. And Emilio also opts to drop it back. Looking for the right wing this time, and I think they found who they were looking for. Takes it first time off the ground, and good stop there from the Coffeyville player, who is going to take this into the... wasn't quite able to make it. I was like, he's going to do this come hell or high water, but in the end, it's going to be out for... Or rather, it's going to be a Neosho free kick. Really hard to get that thing very far with the wind against you like that. That was something we saw during the last home game out here, and of course during the women's game. The men seem like, after coming off their victory from Johnson, they are definitely feeling confident, let's say. And even on the first home game that I believe ended 2-4, they were still fighting for the goals that they got. Definitely not something you have to feel like you feel like you played as hard as you could. Just faced a very hard team. Obviously did not shake them up at all. I believe that was against Barton, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I think I said Allen earlier for the one. Yeah, it was definitely Barton. That was some of the highest ranked teams in the nation. Oh, that fell so sweetly for him. Unfortunately, defender was there and ready. The goalie was so far out of his net that even the lightest chip could have sent that one into the back of the net. But Coffeyville will have the throw, and I think he's just going to take it short here. And headed back forward. That looks very smooth. Good cross. Oh, just got that a little too high. Just got under that a little bit too much. I think that was Emilio on the header in the box there. He got pretty decent power, but just kind of misdirected it. So that was a very good setup from the Coffeyville players. Those crosses were the first thing that punished Neosho. The other wounds were sort of slightly self-inflicted. Goes to the outside with Taj in charge here. Shouldered off the ball. Oof, bit of clash of bodies there by two Red Ravens, but no one seems the worse for wear. And looks like that's going to go out for a Neosho throw deep in their own territory. Not the nicest place to have a throw in. There's a lot of potential for things to go wrong. And looks like that traveled out for a Coffeyville throw. I believe that's about the third time that's happened tonight. Just doesn't quite make it all the way out. Back towards the midfield and hits that real strong, and oh, the goalie punches it away only to find the back of his own player. He is far out of his net, but quickly backpedaling in there as the defenders shut it down long enough to let him reset. But that was Thiago involved in that play there. Very dangerous times. They almost got caught out again. The goalie has been very quick to come off of his line to try to assist, and while you do like to see that, you misjudge that timing just a little bit, and things can go south fast. Speaking of going south fast, oh, it looks like that actually traveled out. That's a different kind of going south. I think that was Luis on that ball, if I'm not mistaken. Referee is pushing the player back to the original location where the ball traveled over the byline. Or excuse me, the touch line. Why did I say byline? Where even am I right now? Got a few nudges in the back, but you got to expect that on defense. Luis comes back from an offside position, ignores the ball. It looks like Neosho has a chance to attack here. Got a guy timing his run. Of course, now he realizes he's offside, has to stop. They instead opt to switch fields. Don't get very far at all. Chance to reset. Cut out smoothly by De Silva. Even the referee is having to dodge all this. It's a good choice of a one-touch there. Best to get everyone back in their shape. Just knock it out. Win it out. Kick it out. A wise man said that once. Good tackle there. As the danger is cut out by Luis. Scoops that ball back into the midfield. Not a badly weighted ball there. Potential danger, but Coffeyville is on the counterattack. And that one's a little too much for your average person to catch up with, unfortunately. That is what you want to do, though. Tapped forward by Emilio. Makes its way back to center defense. Thiago sends it back to the goalie. Ooh, that's not a great collision right there. Looks like he is staying down right now. And the Neosho player looks like he might be cautioned, actually. I think maybe he was, because he is walking towards the sideline currently. And he has to see it, though. He will get a yellow card for the second one of the game. All of the cautions, major infractions have come from the visiting players. Frustration over being down this early, perhaps. It's never a good feeling. But if you keep your head, you can recover. If you start going down to 10 men, then that is going to be the end of it. Looks like he's thinking of sending this one long once he gets the ball under control. So with 22 minutes left to go in the first half, instead decides to switch fields. And Taj gets it under control, sends it forward. Headed away by a Neosho player, cleaned up, sends it back in. Goalie is... Oh, that looks like a Coffeyville player is offside there. That was some good fortune from the Neosho goalie that didn't immediately end up in the back of the net. Happened to fall in a spot where the easy shot was blocked. So looks like it'll just be a free kick for Neosho. Another chance to get it up the field. And we'll recover that one. Didn't get too far away. Looks like the visiting players are warming up, possibly preparing for a substitution here soon. Or perhaps right now. Okay, apparently there was a substitution that happened. Good for them. Coffeyville yet to make use of any substitutions. I think Coach Shicky probably feels that things are looking good as is. If it's not broke, don't fix it. We'll be curious to see who he decides to bring on to see if they can add to the Red Ravens tally. Well defended there. Neosho tries to get it back over, but only gets as far as Emilio, who sends it to Edwin, who again sends it forward, and he was able to get a touch on it, but wasn't able to send it in the direction he wanted. But Coffeyville is fighting to win that back. Neosho is scrambling. It looks like one of those Neosho players went down, and he is going to be down for a minute here. Again, a physical game. Don't think there was any malice in anything that happened there, but we'll have to see if he can get up and continue, and it looks like he should be able to. He sends it back up the field, finds some danger there, but just marked by so many white jerseys, making it impossible to get it under control. Charges in, knocks it away for a Neosho throw. The crowd is enjoying the attempts to get out of this particular part of the field, being stifled again and again by the Red Ravens. Maybe this time? Not this time. Well played, held his run at the halfway line, but the Neosho player is unhappy with how that happened. In the end, it looks like it traveled out for a corner kick. Ravens have another chance here. Looks like going for another in-swinger, perhaps. Last one was snuffed out. We'll see where he tries to place it this time. Actually, it's just at the far post, and a free header wasn't even marked. Placed perfectly right there. And looks like we got a celebration going on. Everyone enjoying another well-worked goal. Well, and I believe that is Tiago, I believe, was the goal scorer there, if I'm not mistaken. So we're definitely seeing the men dominant right now. Right now playing like they're just having fun. Acting like it too. So with still 17 and a half minutes left to go in this first half, the scoreline is 4-0. It's a very, very rough evening ahead for the visiting players. Looks like that foul is going to be called on Coffeyville there. No complaints from any of the players. Oh, very, very, very good ball there. Whew. You see Dominic backpedaling a little bit, wondering if he should let his center defenders cover that, but in the end, he's able to scoop it up, no problem. And ball dropped forward to nobody in particular, as Coffeyville will be throwing it back in. Emilio with the throw in. And he was able to find Alexander, but looks like he got his pocket picked by a Neosho player. Neosho looking like they can get into position to score. He's got 2 men in the box against 2 defenders, but he opts to hold it. And now there's a lot more Red Ravens in the box. And boy, the wind was unfortunate for him right there. Jeez. Yeah, unfortunate wind, I think would be a good way to put that. Um, it makes me wonder what they'll be able to do in the second half with the wind at their backs this time. If Neosho could maybe be able to take advantage of that. Because right now, sort of playing with that disadvantage. But even if that's true, they'll still be at a very potential like a huge deficit here that they'll have to get back from, potentially more. And oh, looks like there was a bit of a stumble there. Not sure if De Silva, yeah, looks like he, for a second I was worried he might have pulled something. He may have just scuffed the ground a little bit and stumbled. Looks like we've got our first Coffeyville substitution, and it looks like the player who will be subbed off is Victor. He's an incoming freshman for this year, so it's great to see him on the pitch. And I believe was replaced by Daniel Gomez. And Alex, I'll travel out for a Neosho throw. Was a well-timed challenge by the Coffeyville player, but Neosho is able to, they're really hoping to loft one over the defense, which, to be fair, with the wind against you, actually makes it a lot easier. You won't accidentally hit it too hard and knock it all the way out. Unfortunately, the Coffeyville defense seems to be ready for this. They do train out here after all. Daniel was not going to let him get away with that, and he's able to knock it away, and Coffeyville is back in possession. Sent forward by Tiago, who oh wow, what can you say, right? I mean, just makes it look easy. I believe that was De Silva, the goal scorer on that one, and the goalkeeper, he's been so aggressive in getting off of his line and like closing down the ball, and that was the one time when he second guessed himself and he started to back off, and he has to be thinking, why would I second guess myself? That was the right call. But again, there's really not much to be said. 5-0 first half. It makes you wonder just what can you do at that point, except for try to stem the bleeding. Doubtless they would have heard what happened to Johnson just a couple days ago. And it looks like, it seemed like they had a strategy, but their back line and their goalie just having trouble dealing with it. Closed down very well there. Good header by Emilio. Fancy footwork there from Daniel. Confident footwork. Goes to the back, finds Taj, who sends it to the right side. It looks like he's looking. Oh, looks like he just misread his run there. He was on the outside. He started to run towards the center, but it was too late. Looks like we have another sub here soon. Not at this stoppage of play, though. That was well read there by Alexander. Ooh, that was a nasty one. I don't think he's going to be able to run away from that one, unfortunately. And I believe that is Luis, who will be the first yellow card for the Red Ravens of the night. So subbed off. Not too much malice in that late challenge, but still dangerous. There's always the potential for injury with those. And looks like we've got the linesman coming onto the field here, as the referee seems to be having some words with the visiting coach. And a yellow card shown to the visiting coach. You don't see that too often here at home games at Veterans Stadium. Shicky usually saves those for himself. But today, the visiting coach gets himself one. No idea what was being said over there, but in the end, they'll have to be careful. It's a long walk back to the bus. All right, restarting play. That's actually fallen really well. It's potential for the visiting players there. It's a good touch on it. No one was there, though. Everyone was crowding around the ball. You had 3 players too close to that. The goalie's way off of his line now, but it turns out that's going to be the right call. He was able to shield the ball enough to let it go out. Fortunately, this puts Neosho on the back foot again in their own third. It's difficult to get out, but looks like they will manage it. It looks like we'll have that substitution that we were promised. You know, I kind of feel like if a player is gets a yellow card, which means they immediately have to be subbed off, I feel like if the coach is subbed off, they should have to walk behind the benches for a bit and let the assistant coach handle it for a couple minutes. Feel free to post in the comments if you think this rule change is needed. All right, let's see who do we have coming on here. For the Red Ravens. Thrown in by Emilio. I believe now on the left wing is Tyler Scarth. Another one of our incoming freshmen. It's a good chance to let some of the newer players get some time in the season games. Of course, there were some preseason games, but we always know, it always feels different when it's for keeps. Very good ball into the. Oh no! That did not go in. Oh my God. Oh, that by every right and law of physics and everything, that should have been a consolation goal for the visiting players. Unfortunately, poorly timed by Dominic. The ball just squirted past him, and a bit of an awkward clearance on the line sent it heading straight towards the net, but a last-minute clearance was enough to send it away. He's keeping a close eye on the linesman down there, but he did not budge. And wow, blasting that one straight up. And the goalie is there to get a touch on it. It's now backpedaling into his own net. And that'll be out for a Coffeyville throw-in. So I think we can put that one down to bad luck. Neosho players did everything right in that regard. Sometimes it's with you, and sometimes it's against you. And should take the one hit. Well, an attempted one just kind of got away from him. No big deal. We'll be out for a Neosho goal kick. If any of the physics professors from CCC are watching here right now, explain to me how that one works. Rewind your stream right now. Tell me, explain that to me. Which one of Newton's laws do we need to look up? Anyway, here we go again, restarting play. That's a very good touch by Neosho player, but I think that player's offside. And yes, the referee is going to call that one there as the linesman signals. In a really prime position to see that's offside. We are positioned just about at the 30-yard line on this side of the field. which has actually been a little unfortunate because it means all the action is happening on the opposite side. But that's okay. We've got a pretty good view of everything from up here, so we can show you from our camera up here. Good play by Alexander. Gets it forward, gets it back, and there was a late challenge on there. The referee is going to bring that one back. I believe the player fouled. I think that was Daniel Gomez who was fouled. Yes. Got an unmarked player there on the left. I think that is Daniel Gomez, who's kind of lurking around. Pedro on the ball again. I think he might just go for goal. Oh, I think he was actually looking for some help there. Almost fell to the feet of the Red Ravens. Good challenge in there, but the Neosho player is able to avoid it. Finds some help on the right. Now here's an opportunity to counterattack. He's got help on the wing there, wide open and unmarked, but instead opts to play through the crowd and will only make it as far as Dominic. Would have been a perfect opportunity to switch fields, catch him unaware, have a chance to trap it, have a chance to shoot before the defense could get its act together. But in the end, it comes to nothing. So we've got another substitution waiting in the wings. I'll step in there from Alexander to cut out the danger. Ooh, so rough challenge right there. Referee will stop play. Doesn't look like there's going to be any further action. Just a bit of a rough one there, and I think that was Alexander again who was brought down. Bit of a harsh challenge. Coffeyville will be happy to play it up from the back, though. Switching the field over to Taj, who, oh, I see who he's looking for, but there's a little too much on that. It's a little too spicy. The goalie urging his team farther forward. It doesn't make it quite past the halfway line. It's tempting to catch him out of his box, but it's going to go wide. Yeah, ball shackers down there scrambling. They were ready for this. Looks like we got restarting the play here. It's a very good touch. How's he going to bring this one down? The Neosho defender was wise to that. Finds his man on the outside, and unfortunately, he instantly gives up possession, giving Coffeyville another chance. Whoa, closed down by 2 players. It's a good tackle there as an attempt to break up the play. It does slow him down a little bit, and this time the tackle hits exactly where he wants it to. The Neosho player's kind of limping a little bit after that one. Just because it's a legal tackle doesn't mean it hurts any less. I believe that's Connor Pugh scooping that over right there. And we will have our substitution. Trying to figure out who is over there from this far away. Notice that Samuel isn't playing at center back tonight, but I don't think that is him over there. Again, I need to get me like a telescope or something. Yeah, that's definitely not him. All right, now we'll be restarting play. Going to go all the way back to Dominic in goal, also a freshman. A lot of freshmen playing tonight. It's really good to see them gel as a team. I believe that's going to come back for a free kick, and the referee's going to check on him really fast. And looks like we're going to get that looked at just to be safe. Might have to have him subbed off. Just 3 minutes left in this first half. Actually lost track of time there for a bit. Coach is checking with the referee. Good vibes only tonight. Trying to stretch out that. Looks like he'll be able to walk off the field, which is a good start. Might see him on later. Might get that iced up. And looks like Coffeyville will be restarting from a free kick at a very good potential scoring position. Lofts it up right into the box. Looks beautiful. Neosho defense is wise to it. Doesn't get far, though. Coffeyville backpedaled. We're ready to pick up the second touch. Comes back to, I believe that's Jurgen Ramirez, who may have just been subbed on, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like he went a little bit hard into that challenge for the referee's liking, and Neosho will get them a free kick. Gotta be thinking, what are they going to do here? There's time enough. It's a very good ball. Good header from Coffeyville there to cut out the danger, and in the end, nothing comes of it. I believe that was a recent substitution, if I'm not mistaken. Who's having some words with the linesman right now? Might not have seen that. I'm trying to see... I believe that was actually Taj, in fact, so not a recent substitution. I'm not sure what I was thinking. They weren't even subbed in to the back line. All these goals. I'm getting drunk off of all these goals, unfortunately. It's barely legal for me to be broadcasting after seeing all those goals. But could be more where that came from. Neosho has a chance, but it looks like that traveled out for a Coffeyville throw. Just unfortunate. There's so much potential in a lot of these attacks. So many good balls into really dangerous positions, but just like unable to like make all of those gel. It's got to be frustrating for the players. Oh, looks like the referee is gonna have to stop play on that one. He unintentionally interfered with play, and not looks like he may have gotten some words from one of the Neosho players, which I don't know what that word would have been outside of say you're sorry. It'll be an uncontested drop ball, though, as we enter the final minute of the first half, and snuffed out the danger there. I think that was Emilio. Yes, it was. And that is number 21, Stoddart, who was one of the substitutions. See, I can get some of this information right. Swiftly chased down by Miguel Prince, who I believe was the other substitution. And he is, you can tell he had some energy to burn off there. He is pursuing that ball relentlessly. And with just 12 seconds left to go, lofts it into Neosho's third, trying to get under control. But it looks like that's going to be the last attempt of the first half. So we're going to take a 10-minute break, and we will see you all then. Let's hope for more goals next half. And we're back for the second half. The Red Ravens feeling pretty good about how things are going right now. Going to see if they can add to the score total for the night. Already launching someone in from the far side. Goalkeeper's wise to it, but maybe a good sign for the second half for the Red Ravens as the Neosho players try to do the same thing. And it's quickly snuffed out in a late challenge. Referee's going to bring that one back for a Coffeyville free kick. Again, trying to loft one up, looking for Tyler Scarth on the outside, who fins, well, I was about to say who fins off the challenge from the defender, but unfortunately committed a foul in the process. Looks like it's going to be a Neosho throw. It's a battle for the ball down there. Looks like it was eventually won by Francisco, who I think was subbed on at half, if I'm not mistaken. Neosho charging into the box for, wow, they're not a bad shot. Goalie had to hit the ground quickly to knock that one out. They're able to do so. I believe that's actually outside of that very close, weirdly unlucky event in the first half. I think that's about as much as he's had to do. Goalie's going to let that come back to him so he can scoop it up. Actually, I guess it doesn't even scoop it up. Take his time. Pedro on the right back there. Oops, a little too much on that. We'll go, oh, excuse me, that wasn't Pedro. That was Tiago. 7s and 2s look alike sometimes, you guys. There is a battle going on that side of the field. Some good sportsmanship shown. Though, nothing in it. Just fighting for the ball as best they can. It's a very, very good kick up there. It's a shame that no one was able to get onto that. It was weighted very well. Didn't fall too far. Just were shielded off of that by the Neosho defense. This ball just keeps going from end to end right now. That was well played by Alexander. That falls pretty well for CCC. Gets to Connor Pugh all by himself on the side, who is taking on two defenders. Not able to get it in the long run, but it was not for lack of trying. And oh no, his teammate did him no favors there, and just one-shots it directly into a Neosho defender. Collected by Jurgen Ramirez and dropped back to Francisco, eventually making its way back to the Neosho goalie, who's getting already quite the workout in this first 4 minutes and change. Ooh, bit of a heavy touch there. And Alexander's quick to capitalize on it, but he gets stuck outside of the box. Looks like he's going to keep trying to play. It's not like there's a lot of places to go from the corner. And in the end, his pressure makes the difference. Good ball there, but it's won by the Neosho midfield. Good give and go there. That's going to be a very good ball. Oh, I He should have taken that a lot quicker. He was all he was all alone at the top of the 18. Had a few seconds just to settle and to shoot. He's gonna wish he had that opportunity back. Looks like the referee is chatting with a few of the players there, making sure there's nothing extracurricular going on. Yep, in the mess of players there. That's the only noun I can think of. That's falls far short. Trying to go back, but only getting himself into more danger in the process. Looks like it. I suppose the referee said there was a bit too much contact there. Called a foul. I suppose so. Bit out of Alexander's way there. Wasn't able to backtrack in time to pick that pass up. And Connor Pugh charging in towards the goalie, forcing him to make a quick decision here. Looks like, I believe they're saying that a player was offside. Taking it quickly, saying to Daniel, who's looking around in the box, thinking about it, and looks like he's going to go for the outside. He saw the run. I believe that was Emilio on the far side, but a little too far ahead of him. Looks like we got another Coffeyville substitution here. We'll see who is coming off the bench. Well, maybe after this throw-in, perhaps. Coffeyville throw-in. It looks like it was taken a little too quickly. So this time we'll see the substitution. Whoever's being yelled at to be subbed off is, there he goes. Now he heard it. Who wants to come off on a night like this, right? It's cold on the bench. It's warm when you're running around. And I think that was Stoddard who was re-subbed on. It was a sub late in the first half. That's, again, it's a lot on that. And unfortunately, well, he was able to keep it in. Wasn't sure about that. Connor Pugh tries to pick it up, and in the end, is going to go for a goal kick. That was Francisco, who was keeping that in earlier, getting that just off of the touchline, and it feels something of a bit of desperation from the Neosho players, just in a feeling of, I don't know, so many times when it feels like just, another second on the ball could lead to something really, really good, and yet just finding themselves in offside positions again. That was the third offside call in just a couple minutes. Not taking the time to settle the ball and just take the shot, almost like they're expecting to be closed down immediately, even though the opportunity's there. It's got to feel just a little rattled after that first half, although they've already made a much stronger showing in the second half just by the numbers. We saw that the very first goal came about 4 minutes in that first half, and there were many more to follow quickly, whereas this time they're using the conditions to their advantage, but just not enough to create much danger yet. Only one shot on goal this half from the visitors. It's a bit of a long throw in. Fortunately, leaves him sort of alone at the corner flag, which will travel out for a Coffeyville goal kick. So you have to wonder, though, what can one do at this point? Acres of space to think about it. Launches it up the pitch, finds a Neosho midfielder, but in the end's going to make its way back to Stoddart, who sends it to the left wing. Good turn there. Looks like he's going to pick it up again, although just a little bit misses it, but that's okay. It'll be out for a Coffeyville corner, and Neosho player just now went down away from the run of play, that's never a good sign when a player goes down when no one's around, because it generally means they were trying to work through something and just realized it's not happening. So most likely need to be subbed off. Right, looks like we'll see that corner kick, and flying in was Tiago looking for his chance. In the end, Neosho mops up the danger. Gets squirted away there, but it'll make its way back to the goalie. Again, some good sportsmanship. I think that was Emilio again who did that the first time, so good for him. Was back in the first half, of course. So well placed header for the Neosho center defender. And coming far out of his box, only to find out that it is the fourth offside call in a very short amount of time. And it's a big problem right there. Plenty of time on the ball to think. It'll be a Coffeyville throw-in. Goes all the way deep across the byline. Fortunately, Stoddart was not able to get that under control. Looks like that's going to go out for a Neosho throw. Bit of a nervy clearance there. Doesn't get too far. Neosho trying to get something into the box, looking for anyone to pick up on that. Find some help on the wing. Defender wanting to leave it for the goalie, but in the end, too heavily marked. Ooh, that's not a great challenge, but looks like he won't have to pay additional for that. Very potentially dangerous. Gets his head down on it, gets it to the ground, but Not able to get that second touch. Able to gather that one up pretty easily. Doesn't look like he was feeling like there was any particular danger in that one. Neosho so far is putting a lot more pressure on Coffeyville this half, making it a lot harder on them. 15 minutes in, and Coffeyville has not seen much of a sniff of goal, really. It's a nice little flick right there. See how well what the referee makes of that. He makes it a throw in. Looks like there was some protest that maybe there was a little bit more going on there, but he remains unmoved. Just edged off the ball there was Daniel Gomez. Excellent work playing through. Sends it straight to the center, looking for, well, you can see exactly who he was looking for, but the goalie was wise to it. Just anytime a Neosho player gets on the ball, just immediately gets closed down. Just not a lot of room to move around, to find an easier pass, to build up play. The Red Ravens are, I don't know, flocking around them. Something like that. Sounds about right. Good step in there. Just turn it into a Neosho throw-in. So Marlon, I know you're a huge soccer fan. You love the program and everything. What do we got to do to get some cushions on these wooden chairs up here? We are all dying in this booth. Just saying. I know you're probably listening if you're not already down there watching. So just a heads up from the broadcasting students and me. Anyway, as play continues, looks like Neosho trying again to just get that into the back. It's like they've had more opportunities, just not able to make that gel. This might be the opportunity that they're looking for if they can get their midfield coordinating with their wingers. Speaking of which, get it out to the left wing. It's able to get it to the top of the 18, but again, well defended. They've got a little time to think about it. That is not it, I think, is the way I would put it. And Coffeyville once again facing a bit more of a challenge in this half. And looks like we're going to have another substitution here. Closed down by a lot of orange shirts right there, but Francisco is cool under pressure. Neosho has a chance to break. Oh, a little extracurricular there, bit of a late challenge. I think it looked worse than it was, though. Takes a quick restart. Whoops. A little bit of a miscue there from Stoddard, but he'll have a chance to win that back. Another little bit of a chop at the legs there, but this one will just lead to a throw-in. go deep. Once again, find themselves just stuck at the corner flag. Once you get caught there, if you have oh, looks like they're actually going to say that was a Neosho throw. The referee gesturing grandly, as looks like he might want to try a long throw in here. Why not just huck that straight into the box? No reason not to. And he does. Unfortunately, and he got a foul throw. You know, in the Premier League, if you get a foul throw, you get fined by your manager. It's kind of something that doesn't happen too frequently. It looks like we're going to have a substitution here from the Red Ravens. And, oh, going to be substituting someone in at the back. I think that's our first substitution on the back line, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe the one who was subbed on, desperately trying to see that that number. Philip Kisner, maybe? The crowd is going wild out there. Impossible to hear from the stream, but trust me, there's a lot of yelling going on. It's a very, very rowdy crowd. Referee is going to give that one to Coffeyville for... no, he's not. He's going to now point the other way, making me look like an idiot. Looking for number 22, Delgado, who I believe was subbed on recently, and whoa! As a linesman was signaling for a foul even before that last bit happened, so Neosho will have a chance to maybe try to send that into the box. They seem like they're definitely feeling it now, like maybe there is a will to turn this around, to take something home. It's a very, very well weighted ball into the box. Looks like that's going to be out for a Neosho throw-in, which looks like he might go the long throw-in route, perhaps, or not. Yeah, see, that's the problem with taking the short ones. You're just going to get clattered into. Not much you can do then, really. So now up front on the wing, there is a Delgado and Tyler Scarth on the left. Playing as, I guess, an advanced midfielder. You've got Stoddard in the middle. Looks like he's been kind of like floating around the sides, though. Kind of curious. Having a chance to get more playing time. And have a chance to have everyone get some experience out there, because right now it's feels like the Ravens are pretty confident in what they've done so far, but would still be happy to grab another one. Pretty confident touch there from the defender to his fellow defender on the right, and in the end it ended up being a good choice. Good header from the Neosho player. Sends it forward. Difficult to bring the ball down right now. Probably a smart idea there just to go ahead and clear it out, let everyone get back into their positions. You see one of our camera women down there taking some action shots, who assured us that she got every goal from the first half as highlights after nearly freezing to death. It's very cold out there. So we appreciate her hard work. And oh, that was mishit. That potentially could lead to something. He's got to be careful. Okay, that was a very well-timed tackle. You have to get that right. That is going to be a penalty kick. But in the end, he is able to defend it well. Although now it just occurs to me, if she's taking possible goal highlights, shouldn't she be on the other end of the pitch? I don't have the heart to tell her, though. Also, I'd have to take my headphones off, and that would be a shame. Good turn there from Tyler Scarth. Touch toward the center, just looking to send it to someone who can have a chance on goal. Looks like that traveled out for a throw-in. Opts to play it back to Jurgen. Jurgen, also the name of the former coach of the U.S. men's national team. We don't hold that against our player Jurgen, though. We all know how that stint went. Although I'd argue maybe he had a point in some of the things, considering how the disappointment that was the U.S. men's national team. But, you know, ancient history, right? We'll see where we go from there. Wish we could see that kind of performance like we're getting out of these men right now, as with an excellent run into the box and brings it down. Oh, sends it back. Looks like he was hoping to find the foot of Delgado in there somewhere. And, oh, late chop. Going to send him down. 2.5 rolls. Does not feel good. Don't think the referee is going to caution anyone. Chance at a potential breakaway here. Chance at a potential breakaway. Yes, I'm aware that is redundant. Thank you for pointing that out. Someone in the chat. Oh, another. Again, comes charging out of his box to save the day, only to find out the ball is technically already traveled out. And referee looks like he's chatting a little bit with one of the Neosho players. Nothing seems amiss, though. Some cheers for the sub-dom player. He's obviously happy to be back, too. I believe that is... actually, let's check the list. Why not? Isaiah Rodriguez, I believe. Oh, Neosho at the chance for breakaway now, but mishandled, having to go back. And eventually the attack is cut out. Ooh, they're going to bring that back. A little bit of a high kick there. Just above the waist. Unfortunately caught the other player in it. Don't think there was any intent in there. But that will be a free kick. Intent is not meant to cause harm. Obviously still was a foul, clearly. Oh. Did not quite fall the way that I believe he was anticipating, as he's now battling to win it off that defender. And Neosho has another potential chance, being pushed to the wings again, but enough Coffeyville players are marking that there was nothing to be done there in the long run. Ball is seen out by Tyler Scarth for a Neosho throw. I'm going to bring that back for that challenge on the Neosho player. As the game goes on and players start to tire out a little bit, mistakes happen. Just hoping that we don't see any injuries tonight. It would be a shame after such a hard-fought game. Still a long season ahead for both teams. A little bit of a chop there from the defender. And have a chance to win it. Try to turn with it. And looks like that's going to be knocked out. It was well defended. Was trying to decide, should I try to run this? Should I try to drag it back and move towards the center? The defender was watching him closely the entire time. So well played there. And let's see, I believe that is Marco Frezza, who was just subbed on this AF. So glad to see him on the field again. That may have actually been the player that I was trying to figure out earlier. Maybe. Who knows? There's a lot of numbers out there. Who even keeps track of that? I'm going to drop that all the way back to Dominic as Neosho player is out there to put some pressure on there because otherwise he'll be happy to hold it. Nice crossover there. That was well played. And shoots for the outside. Nice cross. Well defended too. The cross from Delgado. Low. Well placed. Just beaten by the defender. Scooped up at the half by Jurgen. And smart header there and a good turn. Defender was wise to it. It's back and forth right now. No team willing to let any other additional goals slip through easily. They came fast, and they came one after the other in the first half. This time, it's definitely much more of a defensive game. Defender again. Oh, looks like he took a late touch right there as he kind of walks it off, and looks like he's trying to decide if he should go down or not. The Neosho players are falling now. It looks like he is not getting up. The referee is not calling a stop to the play. And neither is... Okay, looks like he's going to call that foul there and see if the player needs some additional attention. And it looks like the player earlier who had taken a late hit is also taking a seat. This is what we were worried about. Some rough challenges. Have a chance to check on the player. looks like he's able to stand and walk off the field. Obviously not feeling too great right now, but hopefully that means it's nothing too serious. All right, we're going to see restart of play. Sends a rocket in, which comes off a Neosho player, so it's going to be a corner kick. Probably turned away was the right call, as that was heading in fast to the net. So going to have this corner kick taken by Jurgen, who's going to opt for an in-swinger. So let's hope that we can see that highlight we've been waiting to see from this end of the field, if the ball will stay where it is supposed to for just like 5 seconds. Oh, goalie brings it down in a very dangerous spot, but in the end, Neosho is trying to break. All the way back to the opposing goalkeeper, who brings it into his own box to scoop it up. Neosho just so close to having a really solid opportunity to grab them an away goal to take home with them. But neither side is willing to let that happen right now. The scoreline may end where it ended the first half at this rate. That was not the prediction of anyone in the booth up here, but we'll have to see. The referee is going to bring that back for a Coffeyville free kick, much to the delight of the bench. Oh, let's see what we got going on here. Did someone say something untoward? And trying to figure out who that yellow card was directed towards. Was that directed towards the sidelines or the Neosho player who's standing right there? I think it was directed towards the sidelines, telling them to calm down a little bit. So here's what we have to figure out. Does that one technically... Nope. Okay, that was for the Neosho player. For a second, I was like, so, are they going to get that yellow after all? No, not tonight. Maybe something was said that the referee didn't appreciate, but I believe that's the third yellow card for Neosho players, and of course the one for the coach earlier. Can't forget that. And I believe only one Coffeyville player has been cautioned in this game. I marked it down. It's brought down on a potential breakaway. That was Delgado. Referee seeks no further action. So here's where you think you're at a pretty good distance. Like within, you have a lot of potential heads to aim at, and looks like he goes directly towards goal. No Coffeyville players were ready for that one. Goalkeeper scoops it up with no problem. Go to the goalie to make sure he got out there ahead of that. And looks like we have a substitution. I think that is Stoddard is coming off right now. I think he was replaced by Alejandro, if I'm not mistaken. And now another chance to break away. It's a good thing that tackle missed. That would have definitely led to a yellow card. Instead, knocking it out for a Neosho throw-in in this final 7 minutes and some change. Is there life left in this team? They have not, despite taking a beating in the first half, they have not folded. They're willing to fight to keep the scoreline where it is and potentially to add some of their own to it. And I was trying to figure out if that ball ever actually went in. I think it did. The referee is directing him to where exactly that happened. Well played there. Coffeyville on the break. Cleared away. Plenty of time to think in the back. I think that is that Micah Dozier on the left now, perhaps? Far away, kind of hard to tell. Possible. Getting also some playing time. And yet another substitution. Just about 5 minutes left to go in the second half. Linesman is signaling, ball traveled out via Coffeyville throw. The way on the outside to Francisco, who drops it back. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that Samuel is playing in the back line now. Or actually, I was about to say it looks like he's moving to center. Generally, I've seen him in the. He generally plays as a center defender, which is kind of what you get to do when you're 6'6". You get to play as the center defender or the goalie. Your call. Oh, looks like the referee's going to bring that one back. It's a prime opportunity late in the second half. Kind of forming an ad hoc wall there. A couple Red Ravens. Oh, that was a fortunate deflection. Slowed it down, got it back into the path of Dominic, who was able to get that again, or back of the Red Ravens goalie rather. It's a battle for the ball right now. I think Samuel might feel he was hard done. Or wait, that was yeah, he might feel like he was a little bit hard done by that. I kind of feel like it looked like the Neosho player was kind of like trying to grab onto him, and he sort of swung away from him, and as he swung away, caught the other player who was in the process of falling down. But that is the call that has been made. And Neosho has another opportunity. What will they do? Well, it is what it is. Oh, they're saying that was a handball right there. If he wasn't feeling hard done by the last call, he will be for that one. His hands were at his side. Don't know what else he's supposed to do with them. But that is where the ball is laid. They will need to pick someone different to kick this one, because I'm not sure what the last player was thinking, but hitting a ball without much power exactly on the ground like that with a wall in front of you, it's a rough one, to say the least. Looks like he's got a chance to fire it in. This could be what they've been waiting for as this clock winds down. Let's see what he does. Just has to keep it low. Not bad. That's exactly the type of shot he wanted, but the goalie was more than a match for it. Was able to scoop it over. I think actually that Dominic may have been subbed out, now I think about it. Well, how often do you see the back of the goalie anyway? You never read that number. And looks like we're going to have a corner kick for Neosho. 2 minutes left to go. Looks good. Comes to the far post at the top and attempts to volley. And the linesman is signaling... well, he signaled something. Look like Caulfield might be trying to take it to the corner flag and count down a little time here. But in the end, they'll have a chance to restart and move from the center. Nice first touch there. Forces the goalie to dive for it, and it's not traveling out. Oh, that was well placed right there. And there's another Neosho player who's a little slow to get up around the 20-yard line, but stumbling just a little bit, but it looks like he's okay. And less than 1 minute to go here at Veterans Stadium. It's been an exciting night, been a high-scoring night. Looks like the men and the women are both going to take an equal share of goals home to bed tonight. Oh, I say that, and now look at what's going on here. Good first touch. Not so much a good second touch. That's a shame. That would have been their opportunity right there. Yeah, it looks like for both 5 goals for the men, 5 goals for the women. I mean, what more can you hope for a night like this, right? Just really a great day. A beautiful day for the beautiful game, one might say. Oh, let's not let's not have any late mistakes. Put a damper on the celebrations too early. As with the final 5 seconds. And that is going to be it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed watching the games as much as we enjoyed commentating and filming them up here. From everyone in the booth and everyone at the stadium. And, hey, from everyone in Coffeyville. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.